You hear,
Was
can you hear with your hearing aids?
We are recording. I'm going
yes.
to ask everyone
Okay.
to turn your microphone off unless or until you're called. And so we're going to move. Reverend John was recorded, I believe. Again, I am keeping the faith. Unity Church of Chatsworth, local, national, international. We're going to move to, I'm going to have, Michelle, I'm going to have you go last. All right. So we're going to honor our newest Zoom guest today. And we're going to call on spiritual leader Laverne Hughes will turn on her microphone. And everyone else.
Okay, I'm keeping the faith always. I stand on my faith always, no matter what. And I am praying for our city, our nation, and our world. My city, our nation, and our world.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. And God bless Godland Unity Church in Detroit. I say usually Detroit Redford, uh, off of Telegraph Road and 96 Freeway. Used to be called the Jeffries Freeway. Okay. We're going to move to our Ann Paquet, and George is sitting close. He's pretty close to you today, Ann.
Well, he has so he can see. Um, Thank you. And George, what we're doing is George is 100. Most if people who don't know, and we are so blessed with this 100-year-old fine gentleman. No, he's so Georgie, you're gonna say I'm keeping the faith, your name, and I'm keeping the faith and who you want to pray for, or like a group or whatever. Okay.
I am George Howard, and I am keeping the faith. And I want to say my blessings for everybody and pray that we all will come together in love, peace, and that's it.
Very good, George. And John, before, am I supposed to tap the OK there or just leave it alone? Like it said, this meeting is being recorded.
No,
Am I supposed to?
we
No, you
it
have to
on.
tap it so it can be recorded.
Oh, okay. Thanks. There we go. Okay, good. Well, my name is Ann Paquet Howard, and I am keeping the faith all the time too. And to who's the Reverend of the Godland Church? Which is someone here from Godland, right?
I'm here from Godland. I'm not
Okay.
the minister, but I'm here from Godland.
Yes, ma'am. And your name again? I'm sorry.
Laverne Hughes.
Yes, Miss Laverne. I just
Yes.
want to thank you for being here, and
Thank you.
I want to go along with the energy in your prayer for our city, our country, our nation. And as John has said in Michelle in their service, with fervent prayer and study and affirmations, to be, you didn't say woke, you just said eyes wide open and just and praying all together, our energy together, that all that for the humanity, for togetherness, all cultures. And so I'm keeping the faith for that. Thank you.
Reverend Emelisa Hill, you're with us today. You said that you were interested in these meetings and classes, and she has attended every one since we've been virtual. So again, Reverend Emma, I'm not sure you know Laverne Hughes, spiritual leader.
I don't know Laverne Hughes. No.
Oh, my goodness, my goodness.
Uh,
Another urban school graduate.
I'm a LUT.
All right, wonderful.
License. Okay.
You're a licensed Unity
Okay.
teacher. Okay. Reverend Emma,
Yes.
nice to meet you as well.
Nice to meet
Thank
you. When I was living in Detroit, I came to Godland Unity to speak quite a bit
All
when
right.
Reverend Ron Coburn was around.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I am
Part of our family as well. You're part of our family as well as John and Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Reverend Emelisa Hill, and I have an alternative ministry. I would like to get some online classes started for teaching, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so interested in PowerPoint and Zoom meetings, so I can get more efficient at doing this. And I really want to work with healing, especially healing in our age. And I'm on my way to physical therapy. And I'm just asking you all to join me in prayer and healing and being available to our God selves in mind, body, emotions, and spirit. Because I believe that during this time is so important for us to tap into the God within us, because that God is going to speak to us and guide us in the direction that we should go. And I'm really passionate about that. So thank you all. And I'm going to hop off because, like I said, I have an appointment and I will catch the recording. Thank you.
And yes, thank you, Reverend Emelisa. And we are recording, again, we are recording our Zoom session today, and it will be posted within the next 24 to 48 hours for you to take a look at, Reverend Emma. Be well, be blessed, be safe, and we see you going in peace today. Love you. Bye-bye. Go in peace. You need to leave, you need to leave. We're going to move on. We're going to go to Michelle today. Michelle, your microphone.
Yes, I'm Michelle Washington. I am the pastoral nurse with Unity Church Chatsworth. And I want to let you know, when I look away from the screen and for a while, I'm just letting everybody know I am taking down your prayer requests so that we can incorporate them into our daily prayer. So just to let you know that. I am going to join everyone else in the prayers for our nation and our communities, and especially with Reverend Emelisa, with tapping into our God self, and as we are talking about in Unity Church of Chatsworth each and every week in 2025, praying that we each connect with our light and allow our light to shine as Spirit has directed us to do.
Very good. Thank you, Michelle. That's our Michelle. She's our co-host today, and she's really good at this Zoom. She's on Zoom quite a bit. She has a writer's class and so forth, and we're going to call it good. And we're seeing that Reverend, our spiritual leader from Godland Church may have to leave us shortly here. She did leave her phone number, so we're going to say bless you, bless you, bless you.
Yes, I left my phone number and my email. It's ends at comcast.net. At 1 o'clock, I do facilitate a Zoom Course in Miracles class. So if anybody is interested in that, let me know.
Good, good, good. We're going to move to our handout now, Michelle. You have the handout, and we're just going to have you read through our handout so far. Your microphone.
Thank you. Sorry.
All right.
Big brag on me, but I forgot to unmute. We had our opening and our scriptures and our psalms and our greeting and prayer, and Reverend John started us on time. He at 12 o'clock Michigan time, 9 o'clock California time. We have completed our check-in. Our topics for today, we're going to be talking a little bit about etiquette on Zoom, because that was a request from a couple of people last month and the month before that we spend a little bit more time with that information. So we'll be talking about opening Zoom, recording with permissions, protocols and meeting etiquettes, and the difference between a gallery view and the speaker view, for those of you who may or may not be familiar with that. How to close out of Zoom, and then we're going to do a short, for those of us who are left at the end, we will do a short checkout and brief reflection, and of course, closing prayer, as this is not only technology, but certainly as well spirituality. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. And we're going to start again with the idea that our tech portion of our monthly meeting, we have a spirituality and technology class together because, again, they are merging at one time. Our Unity CEO from Unity Village announced and predicted that these churches that we all have, many churches are still brick and mortar, that is to say, buildings, and many of us are doing virtual church today. And that came from our own, Reverend Chad Groverland, who is a whiz at all of this technology, and he's continuing on his path. And we call it good. We call it good. We call it good. And we say, thank you, God. When you open the free version or the paid version of Zoom for the first time, for those of you who are new to Zoom, there are some questions that you need to have in hand before you begin. Number one, you need to know the date of your planned meeting. The date could be, for example, I'm going to say an hour or 6 hours from now, today, or it could be tomorrow or a future date. So again, you need to know the date. Secondly, you need to know the time of day, for example. And we know that many people, and again, we are our time zone, for example, could be Michigan time, it could be California time. We're aware of international time. So, for example, we've asked the group in South Africa. We also have Unity ministers who are in Nigeria, by the way. And so there's that time delay. Sometimes when I see them on Facebook, they're 3 hours ahead, and sometimes they're in the afternoon. Now I have my tablet here, and I wanted to mention that I have posted yesterday's service, Laverne. I'm standing, and our singer, the lead singer, is singing her song, and I'm standing while our service helper, platform helper, is praying. And so I'm standing there. And so it's not quite live stream, but I am right there, as Michelle was yesterday. And so there are 2 videos which I posted that in terms of time, I think, Michelle, yours went up just a few hours after I videotaped it. And so again, and I'm saying videotaped it, it was a video. And because at the church there on Telegraph Road and 696, your router is behind the control booth, I was able to instantly assert it into the internet stream. So time-wise, this is where we are in technology today. We can do this fancy live stream, and it sounds fancy and difficult and technical and engineering and so forth. But sometimes, as my grandson says,
It's not.
Grandson says, Papa, you can do it. I'm looking at George next to you right now. George, my grandson says, you can do this. You can do this. And we've been to the house and we can access it on your TV stream. And it looks like it was done. My sister says, where's your camera person? Who's your professional engineer who's doing all this television monitoring and so forth? And my grandson says again, Papa, you can do it. So again, we know the date and time. Taking a deep breath in, that was Zoom point number 1. For Ann McKay and for Emelisa, who's starting Zoom processes. And Laverne, you can interrupt by any time if I miss a point, or Michelle. But we're going to go to Zoom point number 2 that we're going to talk about, and that is with permission from everyone, we proclaim and acknowledge that this meeting is being recorded. Now, again, as I say, this meeting is being recorded. It's being saved right now to my computer, to the Washington computer. And Laverne, yes or no, when you do your Course in Miracles class, you can record to your computer or you can record to the cloud. And that may be another meeting, another Zoom.
Yes.
You can
yes. I
record
mean, you record it, from Zoom, and of course, Zoom saves it for you, and then you can download it and you save it on the cloud on your computer.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And again, with permission, it is being recorded. I'm going to say something else now in terms of this cloud business, because I do know that Michelle and I traveled by train. And from Southern California, we took the train from Los Angeles to the San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley, and San Francisco and Oakland. And I'm saying that because I know that Ann and George also took the train from Detroit, East Lansing, Chicago, Emeryville, because you guys went to Emeryville, I think, and got off and then took the bus, train, taxi, whatever, from that side of the bay to the Silicon Valley side of the bay. Now, this is all a lot of fancy talk here, but we call it good, and we acknowledge that the multi-billion-dollar industry, this technology business, has its focus in many corporate offices right there in the San Jose, Oakland, San Francisco area. And they're not inaccessible. They're not inaccessible to us. And I mean us now. I mean us. If we want to visit these places or have interviews with or have contracts with these folk, it's not inaccessible. At present, in the United States of America, Donald Trump and Elon Musk and so forth. That's right, George, we can smile about this. We're not being denied at present. Praise the Lord. God bless us all as we move forward now again. We're recording with permission. I'm continuing. Zoom point number 3, protocol and meeting etiquette. Now, etiquette means, as far as Reverend John is concerned, how we regard one another. Hello? God bless us all. How we regard one another respectfully, yes. There was a statement made at the beginning that we're being understanding with one another, and when one person is speaking, we have these little clickers and so forth, these buttons. We can turn the speaker off when the next person is speaking. we can listen. And then when it's our turn, this goes into this virtual meeting environment as well as you were sitting in a boardroom, either at the city hall, city council, downtown Detroit, for example, downtown Lansing, Michigan, downtown Los Angeles. There is a protocol, a manner that we treat one another, and we call it good. And again, the scripture that we used also talks about ordering our steps. And so we are in order when we are regarding one another. I'm taking a deep breath. That was point number 3. Now, Michelle, you had mentioned there's some other things you wanted to talk about in terms of protocol.
Well, one of the things, I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, as you were talking about protocol, I also wanted to add that there's a reaction button. So if you
Yes.
want to talk, you can, I guess Michelle was going to get to that. You can raise your hand, if you need something to say,
Thank
click
you.
on that button or whatever reactions that you might have. So go ahead, Michelle. I guess
No, thank you. That's a good point, Laverne. And you know what? I had
Mhm.
actually forgotten that one. I was actually going
Mhm.
to speak to the fact that it is not a protocol in every place, but it is a protocol with us. And one of the things that I have learned in doing different Zoom meetings with different hosts, and that is that it is really appropriate to have your video on as much as you can. Now, there are some reasons for not having your video on. Like maybe if you're sitting there in curlers and you don't want to be seen, or you have to get up and do something, you will turn your video off and come back. But as much as possible, and one of the reasons for that is, as Reverend John mentioned, if you're in a board meeting, if you're having a meeting in person, you see people's faces. It is not really comfortable to be discussing business, spirituality, whatever it might be, with people that we can't see. We feel uncomfortable if we can't see a person's face. So that is just another etiquette point, like keeping our microphones off, raising our hands. Laverne, thank you so much for mentioning that. Using your reaction buttons. And as we talk about this, I'm going to hit it more, I guess. I'm not sure when we're going to do in the summary, but the buttons that control all of these areas are video, our audio, our chat buttons, telling us how many participants there are, the record button on the host, run across the bottom of the screen. And if you are unable to see them, then you have to do some adjustment with your screen. Some people have difficulty finding their buttons. So it's always well to have an awareness to get into the meeting as early as you can so that you can have your screen up the best you can so that you can participate in the most respectful manner to those who are joining. Okay.
Michelle, I also wanted to mention that if you have your mouse, because Anne's hand is going up here, if you have your mouse, you have to move it if you're on the computer. Now, if you're on a tablet, you have to do a lot of other things, but if you're on your computer, if you move the pointer at the lower part of the screen and see the other options that come up there? Okay, so those other options are for on the left side, share, react, chat, and so forth. The react, by the way, if you're I'm using the business version of Zoom. That is to say, Michelle and I and our board in a meeting in California decided to pay for the business version. So to be in order, we decided to pay it's $16 additional per month for the membership. And we made the decision to do so. And so, all right, and turn your microphone on, Ann. Turn your microphone on.
Yeah. I just wanted to say quickly, I do see that down there. I can get there. And I just say I never heard of the react button. I mean, I I'm a participant, the share and all that, but I never heard of that react button. So what is that? If you press that react button, I know what react means, but what does it do? That means you want,
I'm putting some of mine up right now, Ann. Look at the corner. Look at the corner of my picture.
oh, okay, do it again. Oh, your
I just
picture.
raised my hand. And
Oh, I
and-
see.
Okay.
I got you. I got it. It puts I got it. Thank you.
And you can explore it. And there are emojis there. There are reaction buttons. There are several things there, so you can just kind of explore it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good, good, good. Okay, we have isolated where the reaction buttons are and where the hand raise are. Again, we're talking again about protocol and meeting etiquette. And we call it good. And we call it good. All right, and there are more. We're going to move now to Zoom point number 4, gallery view and speaker view. And while I am talking, yes, I am talking, I'm going to switch my monitor to speaker view. How many of you see that I'm the only one? Michelle is saying no.
No, because
yes.
no, because I would need to change mine to speaker view in
Okay.
order for there to be one person.
All
When you
right.
change the speaker view, you see it on yours. I would need to
Okay.
change it on mine.
Well, again, we have two different versions.
Yes.
And so I'm going to ask everyone to see if you notice the right side of the screen and Laverne, the very right side of the screen where do not hit the Xbox. We're not going to close out. Do not hit the, that's the window view and or collapse view. Right in the middle there, it says view. And if you push on that button, okay, do you see that? And now I'm in gallery view. And now on my screen, Ann saying yes. Okay, now I'm saying I'm going to go from gallery to speaker view. And I'm Mr. Personality here today with the hands waving. By the way, thank you for Jesse's talk yesterday. It's okay to say I did a pretty good job today. God is blessing me now. God is blessing me now, and I'm going to lower my hand. And now I'm going to, again, just kind of multi-speaker. Okay, I went to quite a few of them. Immersive view. Oh, look at that. That looks like one of the kids' games that I've seen my grandson play whenever I see immersive.
So my question to Ann is, are you using your view buttons as Reverend John is speaking? You're on mute, yeah.
Unmute.
Yeah. Are you using? She's on mute.
I'm slow.
So-
I'm learning.
So Ann, are you using your view buttons as Reverend John was speaking? Were you?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
what was? Yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead.
so
Mhm.
Laverne is bringing to point that as we're moving through this, and you're an educator, you know this, we want this to be hands-on as we're doing it. So click on your view button and see what the
Oh, I thought he said don't. Oh, thank
No, no.
you. I thought you said
Which is
Don't- don't touch it. I got it. Thank
yeah,
you.
if
Thank
you
you.
don't click on them and
Yeah.
go through all the different changes as he's speaking of them, you won't quite
won't
know what
get
he's
it.
talking about.
No,
Yeah,
you read my
you're right.
mind. It was like,
What
no,
is-
thank you.
right,
I'll just say
okay.
quickly, you read my mind because I thought, well, okay, I don't see it, but you told me not to touch it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
and yes, that's correct. We are here to learn from each other.
Absolutely.
And we
Absolutely.
call it
Thank
I
good.
you,
heard it
Laverne.
wrong.
Call it good. And sometimes we, the light bulb goes on, and so to speak, the little cartoon that says, I get it. I understand what's going on here. And sometimes that sometimes deer into the headlights where you I think I know, I don't think I know, I don't get it, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's why we're here also. That's why we're here to start from where we are. We're here to start from where we are.
And since Laverne brought us to the menu, I'm gonna go down that with you. And there's a speaker at the top that will allow you to see just the person who's speaking at the time. The gallery will show you everyone that's in there, and if there are more than 20 people, depending on what computer you're on, you may have to go over to another screen to see the rest of them. But with us, you can see all 4 of us at once. The change themes on mine is I never touch it because I'm scared to death something's going to happen to my computer. But
All right.
but there are other buttons. But the other one for me, that the 2 that are important for me, is that if John mentioned that we are on a business account, that means that we have pretty much unlimited time to hold our meetings. But you can click on the show meeting time and it'll show you how much time is left. You know, like when you and I do Mastermind, we have 45 minutes on my computer and it'll show you how much time is left. And then if you go down to where it says full screen, if you need to do something else on your computer while you're working in Zoom, you can go out of full screen and then you can access other areas in your computer. So those are just things, once again, to kind of, I'm going to say, play around with. That's the best way to describe it. And to get familiar with them, you have to really work with them.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And on the bottom screen too, there's that share button.
Mhm.
So if the host allows you to, if you have a document or song or video or something that you want to share, you can share. But that is, that's up to whoever the host is, if they want to allow any sharing of anything.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I know we're getting into more
No,
intricate
we want to
views
stay.
of it. But
we
yeah,
wanna
the other thing I was
stay-
just going
Oh,
to mention is very
okay.
simple. Is Anne, because you're new to all of this, you can open up a Zoom session on your computer by yourself.
And that
Just you. And then you can play around with all of these. No one else is on the Zoom call, just you. And that's how I became familiar with it. I will get on before Zoom call starts to make sure that my hair is combed, there's, my face is clean, to see myself before I go into a business Zoom. And so you can start your own. You have half an hour, 35 minutes there to work with it. So
Quickly, I don't know if Laverne saw my facial expression, and it's real quick. I misheard the direction. Said, "Don't touch that view button," and I was missing it. So thank you you noticed something in my face, like, hey.
Yeah,
So
right.
thank you. I really learned. Thank you.
Praise God, mercies on earth, for this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace, eternal. Praise God, there's peace on earth, peace and